Welcome back to Final Fantasy IX. We're finally going to Ipson's castle now. Yay!
Though documents claim that it's not actually his castle. Fucking poser. He rented that for one weekend.
Oh, man.
Pop on the other side of the world.
Well, the world's round, so, you know,
Yeah.
that's how it works, I suppose.
It's not flat.
So does the game kind of tell you where the castle's supposed to be, or are you just supposed to look for
Well,
it?
I've already visited it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he passed by this when he got the mountain chocobo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you, like, got some stuff in here and then left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, no, I got some stuff around here, but not in Ipson's castle.
Well, the game told you that you were in here before because it had its name open.
Yeah,
Everything else.
because I passed by it, yeah.
Okay.
Ipson's castle is basically the reverse of Castlevania. It's got an upside-down castle beneath it instead of above it.
And
What?
the annoying part is all your items are reversed.
So you should keep some level 1 equipment with you, just
Yep.
in case.
For when you get here, yep.
Well, at the very least, the game has taught you to save your stuff because of the
Yeah.
synthesis shop. So,
I don't think it taught it that well. I
Yeah.
I went to Ipson's castle the first time completely unprepared. And I had to strong arm my way through a lot of it.
And now
Well, this
Amarant's
place sucks.
being a jerk.
why, he doesn't want to go?
No, he wants to basically do his own thing.
Oh, he wants to
Well,
abandon
they
the
start-
group. Okay. Like a
Not
deer.
really, he just wants to basically race it on for whatever's in there.
He wants to prove a point because because the writers realized at this point that they hadn't done much with Amarant, so they figured, let's do something with Amarant.
So,
Jenks, by the way. You could buy local weapons from a Moogle here, just in case you're not prepared for this.
does the game tell you that low-level weapons are what you need to have?
Nope.
I don't remember if...
Well, I'm sure there's a
it's-
clue somewhere, but...
Well, there was definitely a clue because I figured it out pretty quickly, but, yeah. Ipson's castle.
So, according to the Final Fantasy IX Ultimania, Ipson's castle is one of the locations from Terra that ended up on Gaia 5,000 years ago due to Garland's failed attempt to merge the two planets into one. So this is something not of Gaia origin.
So it's alien. And
It's alien.
is that supposed to explain why all your stuff's backwards?
I guess. It also has a nice remix of the main title theme.
Yeah, similar to Oliver, because
Yep.
I had it too.
The
So-
Final Fantasy IX title.
So we just gotta assume that the Final Fantasy IX title theme is like Terra's national anthem.
I guess.
That would make sense. Being perfectly honest, that would make a lot of sense.
Or it could just be Orbital Wobble. I like this part of the castle where you're running around on the roof. I always found that's so surreal in Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and here we get to experience it in something resembling 3D.
This is also, I believe, where the Moogle letters that you deliver hint at the purpose of the Mognet side quest.
Yeah.
And what's the purpose of the Bondnet side quest?
Fix a machine.
Yep.
That's it.
Well, you get a ribbon for
Yeah.
doing it, but...
You get a protect ring.
Alright.
The Mognet side quest it feels so inconsequential considering how long you're supposed to spend doing it.
I think it's more about how when you figure out how it started.
Well, it's the Moogle side quest, so it's supposed to feel kind of silly, I think.
Yeah, but still, though, you want to just punch the shit out of one of them when you find like, you motherfucker.
Stupid fucking Artemisian.
Because it's like, I appreciate the items, but I hate you. I'm bleeding. Making me the victor.
Oh, he's trying to prove that teamwork doesn't actually solve problems.
Him and Boom Shadow would get along great.
Oh no, but everything
I
I've
think Amarant
learned
is-
in childhood has taught me that working together in friendship will solve all of my problems.
I think Amarant's taking the reverse mentality of Ipson's castle a little too literally. Well, I guess we should all have our reverse mentalities. Garnet, grow your hair back.
Um,
I'll wait.
So anyway, this map is supposed to tell us that there are 4 seals around the world. We need to take these mirrors to the...
Based off the
different-
4 elements of fire, water, wind, and earth. Where have I heard that before?
I think you mean Earth, Wind, and Fire, and whatever the other band member was in that.
Yeah.
do you
Yeah, never
remember?
Now, unfortunately, at this point, you might be under the impression that this means there are 4 fully fleshed out
Bosses.
dungeons to go through.
Nope.
Nope. You only visit one of these yourself as a 2-member team consisting of Zidane and Kina. The others happen as cutscenes off screen.
Why is Zidane and Kina?
They don't do anything.
Kina was the only one. Kina was the only one left.
Such an odd couple.
Nobody else wanted to go with her, so yeah. Oh, so there's just a random zombie bug here, I'm guessing. Okay.
Taharka.
The energy flow was interrupted, by which I interpret as the lights that were going through the map while the mirrors were still in there.
I thought they were Christmas decorations.
I did.
Sorry.
I did like Zidane's line there. You should ask people nicely when asking to return things, or something like that. It was pretty funny. Is this guy undead?
I don't believe so.
No, that would make him way too easy.
He looks pretty zombie though.
You can steal an elixir, methyl claws, and an orichalcum.
Which I just got.
Yeah,
What's
we
the
were all-
orichalcum do?
One
That
of
sounds
one of
familiar.
Zidane's best weapons, actually. It might actually be his best set of daggers, but his best weapons are still the butterfly sword. Why are you summoning Ifrit?
I think because I read somewhere that he's weak to fire.
Oh.
Oh, it's really rare. It's like one of the summons you don't see in the game. Let's see.
Ifrit in
because
Final
you don't-
Fantasy IX has one of the least memorable designs out of all the summons. He doesn't have his classic look, and he doesn't have a particularly interesting new look either. So.
No. Actually, Taharka does not have any sort of weakness to.
Okay. I was mistaken then.
So just stick
Yeah.
to Bahamut then.
But granted, that means he's also doesn't absorb anything either. So
Yeah.
whatever you floats your boat.
Well, the other thing is, even if it was weak to fire, Ifrit is not a particularly powerful summon stats-wise, so at this point in the game, it's pretty much useless. You're better off sticking to just Vivi if you want to exploit that kind of weakness.
Oh, that was important to show it off for commentary reasons, to elaborate on why we don't like this design.
Speaking of Ifrit's design, oh god, the summons in the Midgar stage look awesome. Like, I didn't expect them to look as good as they do, because Final Fantasy because they're still sticking to Final Fantasy VII's design. But no,
Yeah.
that added detail really does help.
Wii U version only, because they're clearly cardboard cutouts in the 3DS version.
Yep.
And that just sums up the 3DS version right there. R.I.P. Ice Climbers. No,
You know,
Well, you really are. You really love taking this thing to the flames of hell.
I really like how they felt the need to change the name of the summon spell from 7 and 8 from Hellfire to Flames of Hell. Why?
Hellfire sounds cooler, personally.
Yeah.
It also
That
makes
and in Final Fantasy VIII, though, what Ifrit does when you summon him, he appears in a blaze of fire, he roars, he looks at the enemy, he folds his arms up, and then a meteor bursts out of the ground underneath his feet and carries him into the sky, and he just slams it down into the enemies. It's one of the most badass animations in the game.
Okay, doing further research, Ryan, I think what you may have mistook was that Taharka has a weakness to heat.
Oh, okay. That's probably why I got confused.
there's
Bug.
a heat elemental and a fire
No,
elemental.
There's
it's
a
a
heat
status.
status effect.
Yeah.
The status of... Oh, wait, he's weak to that status effect?
Yeah.
So
He's weak
you
to
could
heat.
so you could bring Kina here and insta-kill this thing with Mustard Bomb.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting to know.
He's also weak to silence and sleep.
You can put him to sleep.
Yeah, why not? Put him
Man,
to sleep and then heat him up.
that is such a Final Fantasy V boss balance right there. Because in Final Fantasy V, virtually every boss had a status effect weakness, and if you knew what they were, you could exploit them and just basically make every boss a joke. But they were all pretty hard otherwise.
Yeah, I was just about to say, wasn't Final Fantasy V one of the harder Final Fantasy games?
Yeah, when you don't know what you're doing with each boss, and you're still experimenting with the status effects, they can kick your ass pretty hard. But once you know what to do, yeah, it's a lot easier.
Oh, I see someone made of stone.
Can you uncure that? Can that stone dragon...
You throw a soft at it, it dies instantly.
Oh, it does? Oh, I thought it was like
Yeah.
a petrified enemy that you could...
It becomes too soft to live.
I thought it was a petrified enemy that could become unpetrified and killed. And then start fighting you, I should say. By its ally or something.
Yeah, that's essentially what it does. But if you kill the mage enemy quickly enough, the other enemy will just die.
Okay. You learned Might. What does that do?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I think it increases physical attack power.
Oh, that's useless for your summoner.
At this point in time, you don't need it, no. It should be said, though, using a soft on Gargoyle negates any experience.
Aww.
So, can't cheese it that way.
Well, like, Ryan needs levels.
It looks like you gotta have to level 5 def some Grand Dragons again.
The game is really picky about what cheesing it gives you XP and which ones don't.
Alright, now that we've got these mirrors, the floors are opening up and stuff.
The flow of energy has been disrupted, which means all the booby traps are activating. Oh yeah, this thing.
This is Cerberus, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
Instead of 3 heads, it just has 3 mouths.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get a better look at this guy.
I'm such a Janus.
It's basically a dog version of Slifer the Sky Dragon.
Oh, well, I can't get a good look at it because Ryan already killed it.
Final Fantasy IX has some really fucked up monster designs. Seriously. I love it.
No, I think you mean Terra has some fucked up monster designs.
I think it's supposed to push how alien it is, maybe? Like, you know,
Ooh,
they're probably...
their dogs have 2 mouths in this.
Well, you know, there are probably, like, 2,000 years from now, when aliens and humans finally coexist, they're probably going to look at our media and be like, how can these humans are so
Man,
disgusting with their
You
one
got it all
mouth?
wrong.
With their one mouth and 4 limbs? How can anybody do anything with less than 17 arms?
You talk about swing and a miss. This isn't a swing and a miss. This is a swing and a miss and hitting everyone behind you.
Now, this is where we find out Amarant never made it out of the castle.
Oops. No, you took the back entrance out.
So now,
Stairs go back.
do we have to go back in there and save his ass?
Yep.
Yeah, but we're doing it as Zidane alone, because that's a good idea.
So in other words, thievery. Thievery everything.
Thievery or flee. I just run from everything.
Yeah, this section doesn't last long enough that you really need to fight the battles that you encounter along the way.
It's not like Zidane isn't over-leveled at this point enough already. Because he's like a good 20 levels higher than some of your other party members.
Pretty much. We walked right past this asshole on the way out.
Didn't really think about that until now.
Why did Zidane come alone anyway?
I think the screen just doesn't scroll down until this scene too. Like, you just don't have the option to check.
You know, this kind of foreshadows the ending, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of does now that I think about it.
It does kind of show the kind of person that Zidane really is, though.
Well, yeah, but Zidane does the same thing at the very end with Kuja. Goes back by himself to try and find him.
You know, with much higher risks, granted.
Well, yeah, the Ifitry is sort of having a spaz attack.
No, is that what you call it?
Yeah,
So is Amarant
that's
on
what I
your
call
team?
it when it's...
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's slightly safer to fight the battles now.
No, I still run away from everything.
Well, it's right here, so.
But you know what bugs me about Amarant's placement in that scene? he must have triggered a trapdoor like way south of where you are right now. Why would he go in that direction? Did he just see something shiny?
What did it clarify that he ran into a trap?
No, he just was there.
I think I just lay down.
Yeah, it's implied that he fell through a trapdoor and landed there.
Oh, okay. I was just tired. He's not carrying me.
It's like there's no reason for them to introduce the trapdoors as an element of the dungeon, because there aren't any trapdoors that you can actually fall into. So they just introduced that trapdoor that Vivi almost fell into as an establishing shot to
well, they could have just had him got his ass kicked by a monster. They didn't even have to have a trapdoor.
They could have, but that also wouldn't have fit because the monsters in here are kind of pitiful, and Amarant could have easily taken them down.
Probably a second boss fight then. One that you had to fight with Zidane and Amarant alone, maybe.
That would have been more interesting, honestly, but well, that would have also meant making another monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a third remix of the title theme.
Yep.
All in all, though, as interesting as Ipson's castle is, it's also a very short and underwhelming dungeon. Like, it feels like there should have been more to it, but there wasn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, in the hands of another developer, you can make a Castlevania game completely in Ipson's castle.
Yeah, but what I understand from this is that Ipson's castle and the elemental temples were just all around rushed, this entire section of the game. It's very short and very...
Well, it's clear they wanted to do something with it. They just probably didn't have the time or space.
Yeah, it's really underdone. That's unfortunate.
I think something to consider, something to consider if 8 or 9 remake are ever a possibility.
I don't think...
Probably not for like another 10, 15 years.
Yeah, I was about to say eventually, but I hope so if 7's getting a remake.
I don't think that we're going to get a remake, of course, you know.
Oh, that means we're getting one! Thanks, Ted.
Thank you.
You're a pal.
I don't... Okay. Assuming that I'm not cursed or whatever, and, you know, if that's the case, Banjo's never coming back to Nintendo. But anyway, I don't think we're going to get a Final Fantasy 9 or 8 remake, for that matter, on the same scale that the Final Fantasy 7 remake is going to get. Granted, I think that it's totally possible that it could get a remake along the same lines of the not in like on the Game Boy Advance, but along the same lines of the GBA remakes of the SNES games. But like, I think that it's not going to be made into this big ordeal in the same way that the Final Fantasy VII remake is like it's basically being treated like a brand new game. I don't think it's gonna be quite that big of a project.
The thing is, Square is already basically hemorrhaging money into Final Fantasy 15 as it is. So imagine the budget for Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, so I think if we do get a remake, it's going to be more of a remaster. It's going to be on handhelds most likely. And, you know, granted, that'll still be great, but I don't think you're going to get like any kind of massive HD PS4 kind of stuff. So that's just my 2 cents.
If they just remake the models to look good,
well,
you know, maybe add some voice acting, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Speed up the battles a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.